Ladies and gentlemen, let me start with a truth that might rattle a few cages. You cannot outsource your destiny to a trinket, a charm, or some mystical object wrapped in the promise of power. Yet millions of people do just that, clutching onto spiritually charged objects as if their lives depend on it. Spoiler alert, they don't. These objects, amulets, talismans, and so-called spiritual tools are marketed as gateways to success, shields against adversity, or keys to unlocking hidden power. The allure is seductive. Why put in the hard work, the discipline, and the blood, sweat, and tears when you can buy your way into victory for the price of a shiny rock? I've seen so many people try to elevate by elevating to the right terms of sales, by being the best proposal, by giving away more than they get. Here's the problem. These objects come with hidden costs. And I'm not talking about the money you waste. I'm talking about the energy you invite, the dependence you develop, and the power you surrender. Many of these spiritually charged objects carry more than meets the eye. They come from dark places, crafted with questionable intentions, tied to energies you don't understand, and designed to open doors you're not ready to walk through. They don't make your life better, they make you weaker. You end up dependent on something external, something that has no stake in your success or well-being. But when you enhance things, when you trim things down, when you answer questions by increasing your output, you reduce your stake in your success or well-being. The truth is, the moment you rely on a piece of metal or a carved stone for protection or prosperity, you're handing over your power. You're saying, I don't trust myself to overcome life's challenges, so I'll let this object do it for me. That's weakness, that's fear. And let me tell you something, weakness and fear are the two things that destroy greatness faster than anything else. But it's not just about your mindset, it's about the spiritual consequences. These objects often act as spiritual gateways, inviting energies into your life that you didn't bargain for. You think you're bringing in prosperity, but you're opening the door to chaos. You think you're shielding yourself from harm, but you're exposing yourself to forces that can disrupt your peace, your relationships, and your future. Now you might be wondering, what's the alternative? The alternative is you. The alternative is your discipline, your focus, your willingness to face life head-on without crutches. Stop looking for shortcuts and start building the strength that lasts. True power doesn't come from a charm around your neck. It comes from the choices you make, the courage you muster, and the resilience you cultivate. If you've got spiritually charged objects in your life, here's my advice. Get rid of them today. Burn them, bury them. Do whatever you need to do to cut ties. Because as long as they're in your life, they're holding you back. This is your moment to reclaim your power. Don't let some object dictate your destiny. Stand up, take ownership, and walk your path with clarity, strength, and conviction. That's where real freedom lies. That's where real success begins. Now go out there and be unstoppable. Let's talk about something that many people overlook, but that holds a lot of power over their lives. Spiritually charged objects. These are the things that come into your life wrapped in the promise of protection, power, or prosperity. And you've seen them before. The crystals, the amulets, the talismans, even those little figurines that are supposed to bring you luck or shield you from harm. Some people wear them around their necks, others keep them in their homes, and some even pray to them as if they were the ones with the real power. What they don't realize is that these objects, no matter how innocuous they seem, are not just pieces of jewelry or trinkets. They carry energy. And that energy isn't always positive. You see, every object has a history, a purpose, and a force behind it. The materials they're made from, the rituals they've been through, the intention behind them, whether you realize it or not, all of that has an impact on you. It's easy to be drawn into the idea that an object can somehow make your life easier or help you skip over the hard work of building your own inner strength. The world is full of people looking for shortcuts, and these items prey on that desire for instant success, for a magical fix to life's problems. But here's the catch. It's an illusion. It's a way to bypass the real work, the deep work, the personal development that actually gives you the power to change your life. When you invite a spiritually charged object into your life, what you're really doing is inviting the energy that comes with it. And if that energy is from a negative or dark source, you're pulling that darkness into your own world. It's like opening a door you didn't even know existed, allowing forces into your life that will make things harder for you, not easier. You start to rely on these objects as if they can shield you from life's challenges. But in reality, they just take away your power to face those challenges head on. You start thinking that the object is doing the work for you, but you're weakening your own resolve and your ability to fight your own battles. These objects, whether you believe in their magic or not, create an unhealthy dependency. The more you rely on them, the less you trust yourself, your own power, and your ability to manifest your own success. When you let an external object dictate your life's course, you're saying to yourself, I can't handle this on my own. I need something to help me. You're giving away your strength, your inner fire, to something that doesn't even have the power to change your situation. And that, my friends, is a trap. It's a trap that keeps you stuck in a cycle of waiting for external things to fix you, when the reality is that the fix has been inside you all along. The true power doesn't come from a crystal, a charm, or a talisman. It comes from the work you put in, the challenges you face head on, and the lessons you learn along the way. When you stop looking outside for answers and start looking within, that's when the real transformation begins. That's when you take control. Let's face it, we live in a world that thrives on instant gratification. Everything is available at the push of a button. Food delivered to your door, instant streaming, quick fixes for every problem under the sun. We're conditioned to expect results fast, to want the rewards without the wait, the breakthrough without the effort. And guess what? The allure of quick fixes is incredibly powerful. It tempts you to believe that you don't have to put in the work, that you can just grab something and be successful, happy, or protected without doing the deep, sometimes painful work that real success requires. When it comes to spiritually charged objects, this desire for a shortcut can be even more dangerous. People reach for these objects because they're searching for an easy way out. They want to believe that they can wear something or keep something close to them and magically everything will fall into place. The promise is seductive. No more struggle, no more pain, no more waiting. All you have to do is hold on to this item, carry it with you, and all your problems will disappear. It sounds too good to be true because frankly it is. But the catch is that you've been sold a lie. The truth is these objects cannot bypass your journey. They cannot take the place of hard work, perseverance, or personal growth. Yet they prey on your vulnerability and your impatience. They offer you a shortcut to success, protection, or even peace of mind. But what they're really doing is delaying your true potential. You see, the real power doesn't lie in a trinket or a charm. The real power lies in you, in your ability to face adversity, to keep going when things get tough, to learn from your mistakes, and to grow. There is no replacement for hard work, discipline, and the strength that comes from overcoming challenges. Every time you look for an easy solution, you take the easy way out of building the mental and spiritual muscle that will truly carry you through life. These quick fixes rob you of the chance to become the person you are truly meant to be. They tell you that you're not enough on your own, that you need something external to make you whole, when in reality, you've already got everything inside you to achieve greatness. The more you chase after these illusions, the further you move away from the strength that's been inside you all along. It's the strength to stand tall in the face of adversity, the strength to keep pushing forward when no one is watching, the strength to say, I don't need a quick fix. I'm doing the work and I'm getting better every single day. The lure of quick fixes will always be there, pulling at your patience, your ambition, your desire for something fast. But here's the thing, you can resist it. You can choose to reject the shortcuts, to face your challenges head on and build the kind of resilience that no object, no matter how spiritually charged, can ever offer. It's time to stop looking for the easy way out and start embracing the grind, the struggle, and the growth that comes from within. Because when you do, that's when you'll unlock a power that no object could ever match. Let's talk about something that most people don't even consider when they grab that shiny new object they believe will change their life: hidden energies and intentions. You see, every object carries energy. It's not just a physical form of something. It's the essence that comes with it, the vibration, the force that has been attached to it over time. Whether you're aware of it or not, every piece of jewelry, every talisman, every trinket holds within it the intention and energy from its creator, its past, and the environment it was created in. And that energy, that intention, doesn't just fade away, it sticks. When someone crafts a spiritually charged object, it's not done in a vacuum. The creator, the artist, the person who has poured time and effort into making that item has put their thoughts, their emotions, and their beliefs into it. Whether it's a crystal, a statue, or a carved pendant, the intention behind it can carry a lot of weight. And you better believe that energy doesn't just disappear when you take it into your possession. It travels with the object. It attaches itself to you, whether you realize it or not. Let me be clear, not all energy is good energy. Not all intentions are pure. You may think you're picking up a simple piece of jewelry or a decorative object, but what you may not see are the layers of energy that have been added to it over time. Energy that may not be in alignment with your own goals, values, or the path you're on. You might find yourself mysteriously drawn to an object that seems to promise you success or protection, but the energy behind it could be toxic, manipulative, or rooted in fear. It could carry the intent of someone who wanted to control or influence, not protect or empower. What many fail to understand is that these hidden energies can influence your thoughts, your emotions, and even your decisions. You wear the object, you keep it around you, and suddenly you feel more anxious, more uncertain, more doubtful. Is it you? Or is it the energy you've invited into your life? Sometimes you don't even notice how much it affects you until it's too late. The intention behind the object starts to take root, and before you know it, you're thinking and acting in ways that don't align with your true purpose. You begin to rely on it, to place your trust in it, instead of trusting your own power. And it's not just the energy from the Creator, it's also the collective energy of the past. Think about the thousands of hands that have touched an object before it reached you. The stores, the previous owners, the rituals performed, the environment in which it was kept, all of that energy, all of those emotions, all of those intentions get locked in, embedded into the object. And so when you hold on to that object, you're not just holding on to something material, you're holding on to a history, a series of energies and intentions that could have very little to do with your highest good. Every time you bring something new into your life, you're opening a door to an invisible world. You're inviting energy intentions, and forces into your space. Now let's talk about what happens when you allow these spiritually charged objects into your life, how they can impact your personal power. I'm not just talking about power in the conventional sense. I'm talking about the inner strength, the fire within you that drives your decisions, your actions, your ambitions. Every single person has the potential to tap into that power, but it requires discipline, focus, and the understanding that your personal energy comes from within, not from external objects or forces. When you lean on an object to provide you with power, whether it's a crystal for healing or an amulet for protection, you are essentially handing over part of your own strength. You start to believe that the object holds the key to your success, that its energy is what shields you from harm or propels you forward. But here's the truth. The more you rely on an external source of power, the less you trust your own ability to create, protect, and achieve. You see, your personal power doesn't come from something outside of you. It comes from within. It's built on your decisions, your actions, your mindset, your ability to overcome adversity. Every time you surrender your power to an object, you're telling yourself that you can't do it alone, that you need help from something else to be successful. And that message, over time, weakens you. It eats away at your confidence. It makes you doubt your own strength and your own ability to navigate life's challenges. The more you rely on these objects, the more you disconnect from your true self. You start thinking that you need something external to protect you or to push you forward. And in doing so, you forget that the most powerful tool you have is the energy that comes from your own being. Your inner fire is what drives you to be relentless in your pursuit of your goals, to be unwavering in your commitment to yourself and to your true self, to be uncertain, to be lazy, to be exhausted, to be unproductive, and to not have self-doubt. But when you look outside of yourself for strength, you diminish that fire. You don't fan the flames, you extinguish them. Slowly but surely. This is where the danger lies. When you keep turning to objects for help, for protection, or for success, you weaken your connection to your own power. You stop building the muscles that help you withstand the storms of life. You stop developing the mental and emotional resilience that enables you to stand tall, even when everything around you is falling apart. You stop trusting your gut, your instincts, and your ability to rise from the ashes. Instead, you start relying on things that can't help you in the long run. And here's the kicker. When you hit a rough patch and your object doesn't magically solve your problems, you're left with nothing but the realization that you've placed your faith in something that doesn't have the power to change your life. Like you thought your faith in life was your faith in money. Like you thought your faith in your body was. So how do you reclaim your personal power? You do it by taking back control of your own energy. You do it by focusing on strengthening your own inner resolve, your mental clarity, your emotional intelligence, and your ability to push forward, even when the odds are stacked against you. When you stand firm in the belief that your success, your protection, and your peace come from within, you become unstoppable. You begin to trust yourself more than anything else in the world because you know that no object, no trinket, no charm can ever hold the kind of power that you do when you're fully aligned with your own purpose. The other 7 practical ones we're beginning to do. Every time you feel tempted to reach for something external, remind yourself that the power to succeed, to grow, and to overcome is already in your hands. It's always been there. It's been there from the very start. There's something insidious about the psychological trap that comes with relying on spiritually charged objects. It's not just about what these objects represent or what they claim to offer you. It's about how they subtly manipulate your mind. It's a game of control. The moment you place your faith in something external to fix your problems, you start to relinquish control of your own life. You begin to think, this object has the power to change my situation. And in doing so, you slowly shift your mindset from one of empowerment to one of dependency. You're no longer the one in control. You've handed that over to something else. And that, my friends, is where the danger lies. It's what begins as an innocent belief in the object's power slowly transforms into an unconscious reliance. Over time, it becomes a crutch. Every time you encounter a challenge, instead of leaning into your own resilience, your own strength, you find yourself reaching for something to fix it. It could be a charm, a crystal, or a piece of jewelry. The object becomes the thing you turn to when life gets hard, when you need protection, when you're feeling lost. But here's the psychological trap. In doing so, you disconnect from your own ability to navigate life's challenges. This isn't just a mental shift, it's an emotional one too. The more you rely on these objects, the more you convince yourself that you can't survive without them. You begin to feel vulnerable, weak, and powerless in their absence. The object, which should simply be an accessory or a symbol, begins to take on a far more significant role in your life. It becomes a security blanket that you can't live without, a talisman that you believe holds the key to your happiness, success, or protection. The real danger? You stop trusting your own instincts, your own resilience, your own inner strength. You stop believing that you have what it takes to face the world without this external crutch. Huh? You stop believing your ability to face your world without this external crutch. I know people who have lost everything to depression and overcome it. What makes this trap even more dangerous is how it feeds into the human need for certainty. We all want to feel safe, to know that we have control over our lives, especially when things feel uncertain or out of our grasp. Spiritual objects promise you that. They create the illusion of control, of certainty, in a world that often feels unpredictable and chaotic. They give you something to hold on to, something that seems like it will keep the storms at bay. But the truth is, while they may provide temporary comfort, they don't give you true power. They don't teach you how to face adversity or grow stronger in the process. They give you a false sense of security, a mental trap that convinces you that you can't handle life without them. And here's the kicker. The more you fall for this trap, the less likely you are to confront your own fears and uncertainties. You stop building the emotional muscle you need to face the hard stuff. You stop growing. Instead of looking within to find your strength, you look outward for something to hold on to give you a sense of peace. The trap here isn't just about external objects. It's about the shift in your thinking that they create. It's about the belief that your peace, your success, or your protection is dependent on something outside of yourself. This is the illusion, the psychological game. And the longer you play it, the further you drift from the real source of your power. You. But don't be fooled. You are the one with the strength to overcome, the wisdom to know what's right for you, and the courage to navigate through life's obstacles. You don't need an object to feel secure. You don't need a charm to feel powerful. The more you believe that something external can solve your problems, the more you disconnect from the very thing that will get you through. The power that resides inside you. Let's not break free from the psychological trap and start seeing yourself as the true source of your own strength. Once you do that, no object, no matter how spiritually charged, will ever have the power to control you again. You are in control, always. It takes a lot of courage to be able to do it, but it's totally worth it. When you bring spiritually charged objects into your life, you're not just adding an accessory or a decoration. You're opening gateways, spiritual gateways, that allow energies to enter your life. These energies are not always visible, and you may not even be aware of them at first. But once you open these doors, the flow of energy doesn't stop at your command. It enters your space and your mind, subtly shaping your thoughts, your emotions, and the way you navigate the world. And here's the reality. When you open spiritual gateways, you are inviting forces into your life, and not all of them are aligned with your highest good. These forces are songwriter John Maxwell. This is where the danger lies. Every object has an energy attached to it, and every energy carries with it an intention. The moment you welcome something into your life, you are essentially opening yourself up to what it carries. It could be positive energy, the kind that supports your growth, your peace, and your success, or it could be negative energy, the kind that drains you, misguides you, and holds you back. Whether it's an amulet, a piece of jewelry, or a talisman, these objects can act as conduits, channels for spiritual forces, both good and bad. And once these gateways are open, they aren't always easy to close. You've invited something in, and now it has the potential to influence everything from your mental clarity to your relationships to the very direction of your life. What's more, these spiritual gateways don't just open for a short while. They're not temporary. Once you open that door, that energy can linger in your life for as long as you allow it to. The longer you keep that object near you, the more its influence seeps into your life. Every time you hold it, wear it, or even just look at it, you are feeding that energy, letting it grow and take root. And over time, this influence can become all-consuming. It begins to shape your actions, your beliefs, and even your identity. You may find yourself making decisions that are no longer aligned with your true purpose, your true self, because the energy attached to the object has subtly shifted the way you think, feel, and behave. So, the hardest part about opening spiritual gateways is that you often don't realize what's happening until it's too late. These changes aren't usually drastic or sudden, they're subtle. A slight shift here, a tiny change there. But over time, those little shifts add up, and suddenly you find yourself trapped in a cycle of dependency on these objects, these external forces. Instead of trusting your inner strength, your intuition, and your personal power, you begin to rely on the energies attached to the objects you've allowed into your life. You start looking to them for guidance, protection, and direction, rather than turning inward to tap into the vast reservoir of power that lies within you. This is the false promise of spiritual gateways. They trick you into thinking that something outside of you can provide the solutions you're looking for, that something external has the power to protect you, empower you, or give you direction. But the truth is, your true power, your true guidance comes from within. When you open spiritual gateways through these objects, you disconnect from your own inner wisdom, your own intuitive knowing, and you begin to place your trust in external sources that can only take you so far. What happens when you no longer rely on these objects is nothing short of transformative. You begin to realize that you are the gateway, that the energy you seek is already within you. You don't need an external object to find peace, to feel protected, or to find your way. Everything you need is already inside you, waiting to be unlocked. When you close those spiritual gateways and take back control, you reclaim your sovereignty. You stop being at the mercy of unseen forces and you start living in alignment with your true self. You tap into the divine energy that flows through you. unencumbered by objects, beliefs, or forces that seek to distract you, by building a healthier relationship with life, and by enjoying gratitude for what you have. Life gets easier, pleasurable, and rewarding. It's time to stop looking outside yourself for the answers. It's time to close the gateways that have been opening unknowingly and start focusing on the power that is within you. You are the one who can shape your destiny. You are the one who can guide yourself to peace, success, and fulfillment. And that power, it's not in the objects you carry. It's in the strength of your own soul.